The Leonid Kogan Philharmonic in Dnipro is one of almost 5 dozen objects which got a second wind this year thanks to the Great Restoration program. Soon the building reopens with a new stage, improved acoustics, renewed interiors of the auditorium and the foyer.
We hope that thanks to the Great Restoration program, we will have a new tourist route across the most attractive sites of the Dnipropetrovsk region, which we are proud of. This building is an architectural monument of a nationwide scale. It was built in the early 20th century.
Odessa will see the restoration of 3 objects: the Art Museum, the Museum of Western and Eastern Art, and the Regional Philharmonic. Preliminary works are already underway there. They are strengthening the facades and removing emergency facade elements. As of now, we have held tenders for renovating the Abaza Palace and the Art Museum. The issue is also being considered, and a tender has been announced for restoration of the Navy Museum. The Regional Council is the customer there. The Great Restoration project comprises of 57 cultural objects this year, while they plan to restore 100 more in 2022. Some $100 million were allocated from the state budget. At the same time, the Ministry of Culture urges communities' authorities to engage more actively in the process. They are ready to provide subventions to local budgets. They are ready to change the surrounding infrastructure for that. To be comfortable in, for example, castles. That is, for the community, investing 1 hryvnia in the restoration turns into lots of hryvnias brought by the arriving tourists and visitors. This year, Ukraine was also elected a member of the UNESCO Committee for the Protection of Cultural Heritage in the event of an armed conflict. The status will help the country resist Russia's constant attempts to appropriate Ukrainian cultural objects. Advocacy and the fact that we are constantly working on documents to raise this issue, this is one thing. But our most important task is to show the concrete result, to show the condition of cultural heritage sites in the temporarily occupied territories. According to the decision of the Amsterdam Court of Appeal, the Scythian gold returns to Ukraine. The dispute over the exhibition of historical values from 4 museums of the occupied Crimea lasted for almost 8 years, and the traditional Crimean Tatar ornament or neck was officially included into the UNESCO World Cultural Heritage List. Multiple projects aiming to make Crimean Tatar culture known across the country and throughout the world took place this year. The Shlach Yol project reflects the key elements of the Crimean Tatar identity and significant moments in the history of the indigenous people of Crimea. The Crimean House has already presented a unique collection of 200 exhibits by native masters. Next year, the Crimean Tatar Mansion will be opened in the Pyrohiv Museum of Ethnic Architecture and Life. Next year, we will implement a large part of the project. This will be a modern architectural view of the Crimean Tatar Mansion based on historical data. An interactive museum where masters of traditional Crimean Tatar crafts and cuisine will represent the cultural diversity of Crimea. A large-scale project of cultural initiatives dialogue in the language of art has become a striking event in Donbass. These are festivals, book exhibitions and cooking master classes. They took place in Mariupol, which has won the title of Ukraine's Big Capital of Culture 2021. And within the frameworks of the festival From Country to Ukraine, the project Inspiration of the East was implemented as well. 11 popular performers, including Eurovision winner singer Jamala, shot clips in 11 eastern cities affected by hostilities, namely in Slovyansk, Kramatorsk, Bakhmut, Drushkovka, Dobropilla, Mirnograd, Stanitsa Luhanska, Starobilsk, Shastya and Mariupol.
Я рушаю, щоби повернути сну, і міста, як мости, я люблю цей світ, бо є у ньому ти.
79 movies came out of studios with government support. Domestic production was highly admired at international film festivals in Cannes, Venice, Berlin, and at the American Sundance. Reported by Vadim Kramer and Svitlana Sich, UATV News.